We're gonna leave my driveway and see if we can find a trail that isn't all ice. All right, temperature is dropping a lot. We're under 30 degrees now. I'm really hoping this camera does its job and doesn't freeze. Any of you guys who have had some of the newer GoPros, anything over the 8, has it gotten better with cold weather? Because that's my only problems with the Hero 8, is when it gets into the 30s, it tends to just freeze. Like I said, I have audio, but the actual footage freezes. Okay, 27 degrees, and seeing how the BMW does in the woods. Definitely chilly out here. Heated hand grips are much appreciated today, especially since I just use motocross gloves. Sun shining though. We'll take that. Tell you, I'd love to own a camp up here. There's a lot of beautiful land up this road. This is a non-maintained road. I don't know what I think class 4. They don't plow it in the winter. So the only way up past this point is snowmobile. I have a couple buddies with camps up this way. In fact, we spent a lot of our time as kids up here. I think we're just over the border into southern Vermont right now. It's the Saturday after Thanksgiving. Sometimes down here or up here we get snow this early, and sometimes we don't see snow until January. But we always get the bitter cold around this time of year. Look at it, it actually blinks blue. That's kind of cool. I don't know if it does it every couple minutes or something on the dash where the temperature blinks blue. That's my first time seeing that. See, that's what I'd love to do. I'd love to just buy a lot and throw a camper on it for the start, then slowly build an actual cabin. That would be awesome. Home away from home. Well, you know what? Let's put this thing into enduro mode. If you guys are new to the channel, my name's Chris. Some people call me Howie. And the majority of the channel is motorcycle related, but we do some other stuff too. This winter you'll probably see a bunch of trips with my daughters and I snowboarding. We're nothing crazy on snowboards. We just started a couple years ago, but gives us something to do when weather's crappy. I don't know where a lot of these side trails go. Ooh, it's getting icy. Woo, slippery. This BMW does pretty darn good. These puddles are crunchy. So this is coming towards the end of my first riding season on this BMW. This is my first BMW ever. And let's see, I put on 2,681 miles on this thing, which is not a ton. I think I bought this thing in May. Like I said, it's now November, end of November. But I do have, you know, more than one bike. Plus we got into boating. And I have done some pretty cool, like sport touring style trips on this thing when I had the street tires on it. And now I get Anarchy Wilds on it, which I think are like a true 50-50, maybe even a touch more aggressive than that. So I got to do a little bit of off-road stuff like this. This road actually further up gets really, really gnarly. You're pretty much running a riverbed. I'm not going to be doing that today because it's probably going to be sheer ice. In fact, I'm probably not going to go much further today. But yeah, that's one thing, man, is this bike is just unbelievably capable. It's impressive that one weekend, you know, you could do over 1,000 miles on the street. You know, I went up to Quebec City from Massachusetts, so I crossed the border into Canada and explored all over Quebec. Came home, rode the White Mountains in New Hampshire, and now, I mean, look what I'm doing with it now. That's all on a touring motorcycle. That's pretty damn impressive. To me, this is gotta be one of the best do-it-all motorcycles out there. You know, it's this is the high-end one, and then you got your base one like the Kawasaki KLR. A fraction of the cost of this thing, and I don't care who you are, nobody can shake your hand at the KLR. For the price that you pay for that machine and what it can do, it's pretty impressive. Obviously this is quite a bit more, a lot more fancy, and if you can afford it and you don't care about dropping a bike that costs this much, this is the bike to have, man. It's such a good street bike too. It's a little heavy for the super like gnarly single track stuff. It's definitely heavy for that. It feels good while you're riding it, but once it starts to tip, just let it go, because you ain't gonna hold this thing up. That's for sure. I've laid this thing over numerous times already. In fact, let me get off for a second. You can see I have the cylinder head protection. These things right here, which, did I bend that one? I might have bent that one out. Those things are a must. With the way these engines are set up, with those cylinder heads facing out, you for sure will put a hole in one of those cylinder head covers if you lay this thing onto a rock. Right now I'm just running the stock skid plate. For doing stuff like this, it's not too bad. Once you get a little bit more technical than this, you really should have a heavy duty skid plate, which I will probably get one next season, or maybe over winter. Through the ice. That's so sketchy. Yeah, I've done stuff like this on dirt bikes, but not a 600-pound motorcycle. The clutch on this bike, oh my gosh, it's like butter. It's nice hydraulic. It's so easy to pull in, let out. Really a great feeling clutch, especially when you're doing a lot of clutch work in tight and hairy situations. Well, think we're gonna call it here. I know I can make it through that. I just don't really want to have it get off in the water when it's 27 degrees out. I don't really think that would be fun. You know what I do want to do? Let's get some footage. All right. See if I can spin this thing around and get it on film. And that's how you turn this thing around in a tight spot. Alright, let's get out of the woods, especially with my remote key battery low. Last thing I want to do is get stuck out here. Function limited. I wonder what it means by the function being limited. Woo! Sketchy. Is it the bike functions or is it the fob? Like, that's kind of crappy. If your fob battery dies, can you not do certain things? I suppose I should read that manual, huh? That's a cool camp. Could actually just be a house. So awesome. Although, if that's his house, there's no other way to get up here but by snowmobile, you know? And I don't know where the heck he'd park his truck. There's not really a spot down here to leave a truck in the wintertime. Might be 27 degrees out, I'm only using motocross gloves, but when you're going slow like this, it's not bad. When I'm on the road though, whew, just the backs of my hands are frozen. The rest of me's fine. Between my jacket and my base layer stuff. No crazy expensive climb stuff either, just budget friendly fly racing. The stuff works great. I've never used climb, so I guess I can't really compare. I know that everybody loves it, but oh my gosh, that stuff is just so expensive. My hands are actually getting toasty on number 2. Let's drop it down to 1. Sheesh, I actually need to turn my heated grips off. My hands are cooking. Any of you motorcyclists, what else do you guys do in the winter months when you live up north? How do you keep yourself from going crazy? You know? I mean, I got a bike here that I don't mind taking out here and there, but they're such short rides, I can't really, you know, do anything too crazy. But, you know, like I said, my daughters and I, we snowboard. It's fun. I'm not passionate about it like I am, say, traveling or you know, motorcycling, boating. I'd love to start working towards my pilot's license. Unfortunately, just the local airport that's literally 3 minutes from my house doesn't do any training, which kind of sucks. That would be so awesome, because that's what I'd be doing all winter long, putting some hours in. Like, that just sounds fun to me, learning how to fly a plane. Face is cold, hands are on fire. If you're new to the channel, you might not have saw it, like I'm getting ready to do a career change here. I'm getting ready to go to school for a CDL license. I'm just a super nerd when it comes to anything with motors, any type of traveling, and it's something I've kind of always wanted to do. I know, like, it's no crazy money, but you can do okay, especially if you get into like the hazmat area, which is kind of what I'm planning to do. You can make an alright living. So I'm getting ready here. 3 weeks. 3 weeks away, I'm starting CDL school. Pretty excited about that. Yep, eventually I'd like to just be able to drive everything. Planes, helicopters, boats, motorcycles, you name it. I just recently started to learn about helicopters and how they actually fly, and it is so different than what I imagined. They're pretty cool, man. If you've never actually looked up how they fly and how they gain elevation and the way they work, and you're into that type of stuff, check it out, man. Just pull up a YouTube video of someone explaining it. It's really interesting. They fly in a very different manner than I thought. The controls are very different than anything else. It's, you know, quite a bit different than an airplane, for obvious reasons. And they don't just fall out of the sky if the engine blows up, which is, I guess, a common misconception. Pretty cool stuff. So yeah, if you're new, and this is the kind of stuff that I do, the kind of stuff that I talk about. I'm just super nerdy when it comes to this type of stuff. And you know, my channel's just kind of about the different adventures that myself and my family go on, and new things that we learn. So I hope you consider subscribing, sticking around, check out some of my other videos. This video was not planned, it really wasn't, so don't judge me too harshly on this one. It's kind of like, hey, I got a few minutes, let me pull the bike out, let's go. So yeah, none of this was written. I'm totally just rambling, hoping that my GoPro doesn't freeze in this cold. Okay. Now we can get those heated grips back on. Be moving a little bit faster. So yeah, that's it. we're just about at the end of the dirt road here. Short video. Hope you enjoyed it. You know, give me some comments down below what you think, what you guys do in the winter when you can't ride. See you guys in the next one. Peace.